when your husband calls you at work and he's like, hey, I got you some mushrooms, you think, okay, so he got me a pound or two. No. 40 pounds of mushrooms, people. 40 pounds. And there could be more coming tomorrow, all for free. So, guess what I'm doing tonight? I thought I was going to have a nice, simple evening of crocheting, and now I have 40 pounds of mushrooms. But let me just show you what I got going on. So, there's one box, they're 10-pound boxes. One box of them already sliced, and the other ones look like this. They are the perfect size, perfect for canning. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I have ice water. This is clean, by the way. It's one of those plastic ones. I hate it, but it's clean, I promise. Clean ice water, and we're going to soak all our mushrooms for 10 minutes in the water to clean them, and then drain it, and then rinse them again in more cold water. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm only going to do so now they're in a pot, and they were covered in water, but they're floating. We're going to let them come up to a boil and boil for 5 minutes, and then drain them. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple jars, and then I'm going to get busy because I have a whole assembly line going. I have this, where are you? Okay. I have the stuff that all the mushrooms that I'm rinsing are there. Hot jars are sitting there. That is not in the right place. It's going to come up to this burner when I'm done. But it is on warm to where I can put jars that I already have done, and they can sit in that canner that already has the right amount of water in it for canning. Then these are the ones that are boiling. These are the ones that have been rinsed, and now they are ready to be put in jars. Woo! Alright. And I'm using these. They do not have to be heated up, which usually I heat them up anyway just because that's what I'm used to. But today is not one of those days. Today I'm just going to do it the way the box says. I have my hot water. I have my debubbler. You want to make sure you have that. I have my salt to salt. And I have a towel with white vinegar to wipe the rim. Make sure that you're inspecting your jars. Make sure there is nothing on them that could compromise the seal. No nicks, no nothing. Make sure, what else do you need to make sure of? I don't even know. I have children running around, and yeah, I'm just trying to get this done. But I am super excited, don't get me wrong. I am oh so excited to have this on my shelf, because it is something that I've wanted to can for a while now, and I just haven't had the money to buy the amount that it would take to do a full canner load. Like, I'll buy some, but I usually just dehydrate them or eat them fresh. I never have time to actually, or no, I never have the money to actually can them up, because they do shrink. I mean, look at these compared to those. I mean, it's a big difference. But anyway, what you're wanting to do is put your hot mushrooms into your jars. We want an inch of headspace before we put after we put our water in, an inch of headspace. But you don't want anything that's going to be above the water line. So rule of thumb, okay, so rule of thumb, I try to keep everything below this bottom rim. Let me show you. Right below here, that's where I like to try to keep all the product, because this is also where your 1 inch of headspace is. And if you need to check, right there, this last one is 1 inch, and as long as everything is below there, you are good to go, and we are good to go. So now we put in our water. 2 seconds, my love. To 1 inch of headspace. Our ½ a teaspoon of salt. Boom. Debubble. They're just playing. They don't like to share. Come here. Debubble everything. And then check our headspace again. And this is why we debubble, people. my headspace, I need more water. That went down a lot. And then one more little debubble. You do it gently though, and with a non-metal item, but do it gently because you do not want to harm your pretty little mushrooms. You don't need a mushroom. Okay, that is perfect. So now, wipe the rim of your jar. You could just use water, but I like to use vinegar. And then a lid. I'm gonna grab a ring, and that is all there is to it. So I'm gonna get all these, see if I can fill up the canner, and I'll bring you back. Alrighty, so I have 18 pints in my All-American canner. I completely forgot that I could double stack. So I have done 20 pounds. I have a jar that's already filled because I miscounted. So I already have a filled jar for the next batch. I have a pot here waiting, plus I still have 20 more pounds to do, but almost 20 pounds fit. And let's see, I put in some white vinegar into my water so that I don't get the hard water stuff on my jars. And then this is going to go for 45 minutes for 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude. Make sure you check your altitude, but for mine, I'm at low sea level, so I just have to do 10 pounds of pressure for 45 minutes. And then, yeah, and then wait for it to come out of pressure and start another load. So this has taken a couple hours now. I've been working on this non-stop, minus going and grabbing more jars because I ran out. Besides that, I've been doing this non-stop. So it's easy to do, but it's labor intensive because you got to keep refilling your water and draining and refilling and bringing it up to a boil and bringing it down and so on and so forth. But it's going to be so rewarding when it's on my shelf. Alrighty, so 2 very hot days of processing mushrooms, and this is my bounty. There's, see, 24, there's like 56 jars. So these are 24 pints, and they are actually going to go to a friend that isn't able to can. So they're getting those. And then I have, I think 29 jars, 30 jars, because I have one in the fridge that I opened and tried, and oh my goodness, they are so good. But I have wide mouth, small mouth of whole mushrooms. Here I did little half pints of sliced. I had one box that was sliced, and here's a close-up. Do those not look just gorgeous? And I'll show you the open jar too. And then more down here, more up here. Then I got tired of canning the slices, so I stuck my 2 dehydrators, stuck them on my 2 dehydrators, and so I have almost 3 half-gallon jars of dehydrated mushrooms. Like, I am so excited about the amount of mushrooms that I have. So let me show you these mushrooms. Here's the jar that I opened because I just couldn't wait. And I only had 2 jars that kind of siphoned to where I really wanted to use them quickly, and this is one of those jars. But the texture, guys, is phenomenal. And all I did was put salt in them, and that was enough. So here is the mushroom. They're just so flavorful. I could eat these as a snack. They're just so good. So good. And they still have a little bit of a bite. They're not mushy at all. If you're wondering, excuse me, if you're wondering if canning mushrooms makes them mushy, at least with these whole mushrooms, they do not. They do not get mushy at all. So I hope that you enjoyed this canning video, and I hope that if you have been on the fence about canning mushrooms, that you find a deal and you do it. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I was finally able to. And so thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.